Now the first goal when we were setting these line posts was we wanted to make sure that the row was straight. Last year when we did this, our row kind of went like that. It wasn't very straight. So all we did was wrap a chalk line on one pole. You can see we just wrapped a chalk line around this, took it down to the other corner, wrapped it around there, and then we just lined the poles up with that line. Now what we're going to do is we want to sink all these poles down so that they're the same height. And so we put the chalk line again at the top of each of the corner poles, so that way all we have to do is put a level up here and then drive all of these poles down to where they're the same height as the chalk line. Pretty easy stuff. This is a post driver, and you want to use that. You want to put it in your post like that, so when you're driving these, you're hitting that instead of the post to keep it from bending. Okay? The problem is that with these real light aluminum chain link fence line posts, even the driver can end up doing damage to it, as you can see. So now the problem that we have is that the driver doesn't fit down in there very well, so we can't drive it in any further. We got to stop there. But our post, our rib still fits into it, so we're okay. Now we have to make the hoops. So we've got this 1 3/8 chain link fence top rail. One end has what I call a male end on it. And so we want to start bending these. So I've got my pipe bender from Johnny's Seeds, johnnyseed.com or johnnyseeds.com. And so we're going to just use that. I've got it attached to the top of the barn. It's the most solid place. You can use the bed of a the tailgate of a pickup truck or a picnic table. Something solid, it's not going to move. So just stick it in there right at the end and bend it down until it just touches the other end of the bender, like that. And then just push it about halfway through your arc that you just made and do it again. Now we've got that little block of wood there just as a spacer, because if you don't have that spacer on there and this thing drops down, then as it arcs, it's going to also curve like that. So you want to make sure that it's not doing that, or your hoops are going to come out funny. Now as you get further down to this end, it's not going to bend as easily. So also from Johnny's Seeds, I got this extension, and it's got a small end on one side and a larger end on the other. And oh, I started bending from the wrong end. Oh crud. You don't want to have the male end at the back end of when you're bending, because then this thing bends really easily. So I'm going to be really careful here not to bend that flange. Now on the very last one, you don't want to bend it as much. This end's got to be a little bit straight, because it's got to go into the line post that you got in the ground. Got 2 more of the male ends to do. Okay, so you can see that we're done with the hoops now. We've got the hoops into the ground posts. The ground posts pounded in. We got that done first, obviously. So we're going to take a break now because this has been grueling work. Now there's still some work that we got to get done. We've got to put purlins along the sides, both sides, and we've got to put a ridge pole on because as you can see, these aren't very stable and we don't want these things moving in a windstorm because that's just going to rub against the plastic and rub a hole into it eventually. So we're going to put the purlins on, put the ridge pole on, clamp everything down, bolt everything in, and then we're done. But for today, we're done.